Radio Group.
Capturing the moments that make life great.
Ladies all around the world, listen up. We're looking for you. The time has come to be unstoppable together. The danger of executive women is worrying we're not enough, obsessed with perfection and failing to perform. You're in the right place. It's now time to be unstoppable together with Connie Five. She was the director of the United States Chamber of Commerce and CEO of Girl Scouts USA. Sit down, squat down, or lie down. It's time for Up or Out, all business with Connie Five, your unstoppable diva and chair of the Fife Group, helping women in leadership achieve excellence and be unstoppable together.
Well, hey there, it's Connie Fife, and you are here with Up or Out, All Business with Connie. And I am really excited today. We have a really special guest for you coming all the way from Beverly Hills, California. But before we get there, let me share my quote for today. And it is, I think the saddest people always try their hardest to make people happy because they know what it's like to feel absolutely worthless. And they don't want anyone else to feel that way. And that is from Robin Williams. There was a lot going on this morning, what I heard on the news, and some testimony of Robin Williams. So I thought it was really appropriate to share that with you today. And then we also have today's challenge question, which is leaders face obstacles daily. And often we may not think much about it. Challenges are just part of what we do. But what about a new leader? What issues does he or she face? And sometimes those issues make them feel like they're worthless or make them go into like this depression and think, okay, I don't know what I'm doing and, why am I here? So today's challenge question is from a leader who writes that I found online is, what mistakes do you see new leaders make that they could avoid? What mistakes do new leaders make that they could avoid? So think about that. And if you know of a new leader and you see them making these mistakes over and over again, don't be afraid to reach out to them. Let them know that they do have worth and to keep trying and to stay in there because they will find their success. So this is Connie Five, your Unstoppable Diva. And we're going to take just a really quick commercial break because we have to recognize our sponsors. We'll be right back. Hi, this is Connie Five, your Unstoppable Diva, host of Up or Out with Connie. I am thrilled to be a headliner host on the C-Suite Network, where you can grow your brand, grow your tribe, and be unstoppable together. We are the hottest podcast for C-level executives and entrepreneurial leaders. Each week, we interview content leaders on leadership, personal brand, business, and influence. Continue hearing me right here on the C-Suite Network, also on iHeartRadio, SiriusXM, iTunes, and over 900 networks around the globe. Follow me on Facebook, LinkedIn, and Twitter because you don't want to miss any of the good stuff. Until next time, this is Connie Five, your Unstoppable Diva. Be bold, be connected, and be unstoppable together. And we're back, and I'm Connie Five, your Unstoppable Diva, and you're listening to Up or Out with Connie. And our guest today, I'm going to just hold it in just for a minute, so let me tell you a little bit about him first. He recently released his new TV show, The Kindness Diaries, in which he really brought this all together from his global ventures, all on his vintage yellow motorbike. Kindness One, giving life-changing gifts along the way to unsuspecting Good Samaritans, something even he was unsure could be accomplished when he set out on his journey. All of this relying on the kindness of strangers. He has a best-selling book of the same name, and we're going to talk about that in a little bit, but that book is entitled Live, Love, Explore. So his name is Leon Logothetis. Logothetis. And Leon, you're gonna correct me. Make sure that everyone gets your name corrected. I really apologize for that. But Leon has documented his travels for numerous media outlets, including Good Morning America. So you've probably seen him on a lot of these shows, and you're going to probably recognize him too. Also in the Los Angeles Times, San Francisco Chronicle, The Outside, Good Psychology Today, and the New York Times. So Leon, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having me.
You've had an amazing journey. Now, the one thing that jumped out at me when I was looking at your information and why I pulled out that quote from Robin Williams is that you had a struggle with that yourself.
Yeah, absolutely. I could relate to that because I find that sometimes when people have had a lot of pain, and many of us have had pain, but when it's been, in a sense, it's been very debilitating. You can go two ways. One way is you can kind of fall apart and not find your way, and the other way is you fall apart and it makes you stronger.
I mean that's so true, and I myself could relate to that. And there was a time when I just didn't know if I can move on. But now you've taken this and it's really given you that strength to travel around the world and meet with so many different people. Now, you were a broker in London.
Yeah, I was a broker, and on the outside I had everything you could want. But on the inside I had nothing you would want. No one really knew except me until it became too much for me to handle.
And now you moved on from that and you've traveled the world to what you call, or some might call, a non-traditional career, a very non-traditional. I mean, especially going from a broker and what you're saying, you had everything, and I'm sure people were looking at you strangely and saying, what are you thinking? What are you doing? So how did you get beyond that, of all of those naysayers or the people questioning your decision?
It's a great question. I would think ultimately the pain propelled me to not care about what they were thinking, because ultimately inside I was in such a bad way that it pushed me towards finding my truest path. And pain, I wouldn't wish pain on anyone, but if you use it wisely, then you can come out much stronger.
I mean, you can come out stronger. I mean, I used what I went through and I talk about it as my gift. I mean, it really made me who I am today, and it's given me a business, to be able to do that. And it sounds like it did that a little bit for you too. So you went from being a broker and then moving into traveling, and you've traveled the world. I mean, you're filming and you're traveling. And you talked about traveling on $5 a day through the US, the UK, European. I mean, how were you able to do that, and then filming your travels and then turning them into a book and a television series? like how did you end up in Beverly Hills?
That's a great question. Well, I was very, very fortunate. I had a friend who was in the TV business, and I watched the movie The Motorcycle Diaries, which is a romanticized version of Che Guevara traveling across South America, relying on the kindness of strangers. And I came up with the idea to travel around America on $5 a day. And I called up, relying on kindness, and I called up my friend and I said to him, hey, you're in TV. What do you think about if we have a small crew and we go around America? And he's like, okay. And we did that. And it was amazing because it was picked up by National Geographic, which was a total fluke.
Wow.
But it all worked out. And I ended up moving and living in LA. And that's kind of how it all began.
Well, that's really amazing. I mean, you hear stories, those amazing stories of, you were found. I mean, you could literally say you were found. National Geographic, and that has led to so many other things. Now, you call it your kindness diary. Now, I'm interested to where that title came from. Is it because of the people who were kind to you along the way?
Yeah, I mean, the kindness diary is really, because I was inspired by the Motorcycle Diaries, I thought of the kindness diaries, but it was really a diary based on all the kindness I'd received. And obviously I didn't always receive kindness because the world is not so black and white. Exactly. But that's really where the kindness diaries name came from.
Now you traveled around, you said, in a yellow motorcycle?
Yes, it was a vintage yellow motorcycle. I called it Kindness One, sort of like Air Force One, but a little bit yellower.
So what are some of the interesting cities that you visited around the U.S.?
Oh, I really love America. I mean, I'm not just saying that because I live here. I'm saying that because I really do. I've been to so many cities, Midwestern places, Galesburg, Illinois. I don't know if you've ever heard of Galesburg, Illinois, but
no, I haven't.
Yeah,
So.
I've just
you probably got into some of the deepest, darkest, remote places in the U.S.
I have. It's interesting because, if we see the news, we think everything is really, bad stuff is going on, which of course it is. But there's so much good stuff going on that we just don't see on a daily basis, and it's such an interesting thing to go out into the world and to see this happening. That it's not a negative. There's not so much negativity as we think.
And people are really good, and people are really loving, and so when you pulled into a town on your motorcycle one, so how did most people? I mean, how did you approach most people and say, I'm on this bike tour, and just chatting with people? So in most cases, it sounds like they're really welcoming and open to you.
Yeah, mostly they were, but obviously, it's interesting because a lot of the people that I spoke to, they couldn't help for whatever reason. They had stuff to do. They just couldn't help. But you always found that one person that would really kind of you could connect with, and that's really all it takes. Okay.
So what? So I guess how long was your adventure? Like, how long did it take you to go across the country?
Well, the adventure across the country took about a month. But the adventure around the world was about 5.5 months.
Okay. Wow. And you landed in Beverly Hills. So the work that you did, the Kindness Diary, I mean, you were filming, the people, the places, the work, you got National Geographic, but then you also got on Netflix.
Yes, I did. So the show was airing all over the world. But it wasn't really airing on a major channel in the US. And then Netflix found out about it. And to be honest with you, I think because of the political situation and because people were talking about feeling like there was a deficit of kindness in the world, they picked it up. Okay.
That's amazing. I mean, because we are looking for, there's so much going on right now with politics and terrorism, and you brought the world kindness and love and courage and telling your story. And that was just so deep for so many people to hear. And I do want to thank you for sharing that.
Well, thank you very much. And I think there's a kindness deficit in the world, but the kindness is universal. We all need to feel it. We all need to be inspired by it, and we all have it within us.
Now, you recently released a book. So what's next? What's next on the agenda for Leon? Are you going to be going out again?
Yeah, I'm doing a speaking tour
cool.
in the fall. Basically, just sharing the message of kindness and sharing the message of hope as best as I can. Let's put it that way.
Well, that's awesome. So who do you speak to? Let our listeners know. So maybe there's somebody out there that may want to bring in.
Yeah, absolutely. I speak to kids, high schools, middle schools. I speak to businesses. You can just find me on Facebook, and I will. You can reach out to me. I'll respond to all my messages. And if you want.
Great. So how can they find you on Facebook? What's your handle?
It's my name, Leon Logothetis, which is Logothetis. Okay,
let me say that. Logothetis.
Yes.
I get it down for you. All right. Well, we need to take another really quick break for our sponsor, so hang in there. We'll be right back.
Okay.
Hi, this is Greg Davis. Connie asked me to pop in for a moment to tell you about a great opportunity. Have you ever listened to a podcast and thought, I should be doing that, but I don't know how. I don't know where to start? Well, Up or Out with Connie Fife has partnered with Park Lane Media Group to offer you PMR podcast production. What is PMR? Production, marketing, response. The 3 key elements you need to successfully build your podcast success. For more information, visit parklanemediagroup.com or email podcast@parklanemediagroup.com and be sure to let them know that Connie sent you. You have a story to tell. We'll help you share it. Come to parklanemediagroup.com today and start building your podcast success.
We're back, and you're listening to Upper Route with WCONNIE. And joining us today is Leon Logothetis. I said it. And how can, so we shared a little bit more about how our listeners can find you on Facebook. Do you also have a website?
Yeah, the website is leonlogothetis.com. But really the best way to find me is to Google The Kindness Diaries.
Oh, okay.
And then everything comes up. And also to go onto Netflix and just put in The Kindness Diaries.
The Kindness Diaries. Oh, all right. I am going to be doing that. So, and this portion of the show is our hot seat. This is where we're going to ask you a round of questions. And so we talked about what you're doing. We did talk a little bit about you too, but now we really want to get into the guy, to Leon, and really find out who you are. So if you are ready, we'll keep going.
I am ready.
All right. So what is your favorite quote? Business, leadership, whatever that might be.
My favorite quote is, without a shadow of a doubt, never, never give up, by the great Winston Churchill, inspired by Jimmy.
Never, never give up. Love it. I love it. Very familiar with it, and I actually have it on my wall in my office.
It's such a great quote.
It is, and it's easy to remember. It's just like, Nike, just do it.
It's just do it. I love it.
So we talked a little bit about this. So you were a broker. So I always ask our guests, do you know what you wanted to do right from the start? But I think I know what you're going to say.
Do you know what? I think you'll be surprised. I didn't know what I wanted to do. I knew that I wanted to go on adventures,
okay.
And I knew I wanted to connect with people, but it was more, didn't really know how to make that a reality.
And it sounds like it just came. It just came to you. I mean, I love what you did. I love your story. I mean, it is so empowering. It's so inspiring. So, and this also relates to business and all business leaders, because sometimes they know where to start. Sometimes they don't know where to start. And there's always failures and successes along the way. So if you had to pick one failure that helped create your success, what would that be?
That's a great question. I would say going into the brokerage was a big failure for me personally. And that really pushed me towards my successes.
I'll share a secret with you. I used to be a broker too.
I promise I will not tell anyone. Your secret is safe with me.
I was horrible. It was like the worst thing. I don't know why. It was just not me. I did it for, about 4 or 5 years. And I was like, I can't do this anymore. So what did you recall was your aha moment? The moment when you said, I got this.
Ooh, another great question. I would say my aha moment is different to I got this, because I don't think I've reached that point yet, to be honest. But my aha moment was when I was watching the Motorcycle Diaries, because I realized there was another way to live. And I realized there was another way to be, and I didn't have to sit behind a desk. There's nothing wrong with sitting behind a desk at all. Just for me, it wasn't my path. So that was the aha moment when I made the decision to quit.
Love it. Love it. Now, I have to share that most leaders that I have interviewed, when I ask them, when is their aha moment, to say that I got this, no one has said it's happened. Everyone has said that I'm still working on it. And that goes back to never, never, never quit.
Exactly. Never give up. And it's interesting because that's a philosophy that is so important, and anyone can have it, anyone can feel it.
Yes, you can. So, and that's what keeps you going, and that's what makes leaders great. So, if you knew then what you know now, what words of wisdom, and it sounds like you're doing a lot of this and you're speaking for it coming up, what words of wisdom do you have to offer to young entrepreneurs pursuing the path to their success?
I would say that one of the most important things, obviously, is the never give up aspect of Winston Churchill. But he has another really famous quote. I mean, he has many famous quotes. But another one is, when you find yourself walking through hell, keep walking. And what he meant by that was, pain is inevitable.
Yes.
Don't stop at the gates of pain. Keep going, and walk through it, because at the other end of that dark road is a lot of light. Yeah. So I'd say those two things: never give up, keep going. When you find yourself walking through pain, keep walking. Stuff like that.
You know, this brought a thought to me. Keep walking, because if you stop, it's going to be more painful.
Exactly.
It will be much more painful. Yes, yes. So we have come to the end of the show, and I want to thank you for being here, Leon. You've been fabulous, and welcome to Beverly Hills. We're neighbors. So that's all I got for today. And today we have with us Leon Logothetis, an author, speaker, just an extraordinarily kind person. And he's the master of turning something into gold, and on his way to finding his path to success, and to say, I got this. So our time has gone by, and it always goes by so quickly. And I want to thank you for being part of our community. Keep sending in your success stories and any questions that you might have to ask Connie at UpperOut.com, because we want to share all of your stories, and we want others to become motivated to take action. And be sure to subscribe to iTunes, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, because you don't want to miss any of the good stuff. It's been great being here with you today. Now ask yourself if there's anything else that you could be doing right now, like riding a yellow motorbike around the country. What would you do to make that change, to make that happen? Well, this is Connie 5, your unstoppable diva. And until next time, you're listening to Up or Out with Connie, and be bold, be connected, and be unstoppable together.